All right, now we're good to continue with the Goons that I remembered to set up our particular scouts for the season. If I am not mistaken, our lines were good to go. Indeed, they were, with a combination of some dudes that were just trying to help find a spot in the league, a random veteran like Corey Perry. But for the most part, Martin Funk, Theo Barlow, Marcel are focused upon forwards. Tyrone Carlson on defense, along with Benjamin Koop and Maxim Kaigorodov. It's the first year draft players are in, and at least we have someone who should be a great goalie and someone who should be a great defenseman. We're not rushing that low elite player to the league. And I will still refuse to look at the draft so that we can build up some suspense. When it comes to, who was in the draft and whether or not it's going to be a usable player for us. Worth noting, we're going to do the over-under again for fights. We could, but to be honest, I feel like it's got to be low because we don't have Ryan Reeves anymore. Without Ryan Reeves, the over-under game kind of falls apart. But there is Tyrone Carlson, our main man. Our rating 66, 68, and a 70. We are going to be bad. Almost as bad as those uniforms for the Sharks look without black pants. Which is pretty bad. Pretty bad. Let's screw it. Let's see. Let's go with the old prediction. We'll have the over-under team fights. I'm going to put it at 29.5 yet again. And we'll see how that works out for us. But this season, with how bad those ratings are, we have nothing to worry about in terms of trying to get invested into the season. Just sim through it as fast as we can. We're going to be terrible. We need we need this team to get some top picks and get some good generated players. We have our goalie. We have our number one defenseman. I need an elite power forward this season or an elite grinder. Give me a top 5 grinder, damn it. Make it happen. Stringing some wins together as of late. Love to see that. Let's not embarrass ourselves out there. We're still going to be the worst team in the league, but let's not embarrass ourselves. Why would we do that? We need fans to still come to the Stam Arena. All right, we are going to be absolutely tragic. John Gibson deserves a 90 overall. Changed my mind. Daring today with the trolling, aren't we? Daring today. Oh, yeah, we are terrible. Absolutely terrible. So the big question is just whether or not there will be somebody available for us in this upcoming draft. And whether or not we get good development as well this season too, especially from that low elite guy by not signing him. Is that going to prove to be the right decision? But again, that absolute second round steal that we had in Robertson. We are hoping for the best. The New Jersey Devils are an elite hockey team. They are. They are indeed. Not quite as elite as the Boston Bruins, but they're pretty elite. No major trades again this year, huh? There were probably some trades, but nothing that the game defined as a blockbuster trade. And we'll be lucky to hit 15 wins at this rate. Hey, there it is, Montreal. Definitely not going to hit 20. An absolutely abysmal season, but it was by design. 17-60-5. Sim one more day. There we go. So let's do a little look around the league. So always we'll take a look at the bracket in a minute, but the Calgary Flames have won the President's Trophy. And we were absolutely abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. In terms of total goals for, worst offense in the league, it was us in Vegas under 200 goals for. And goals against, we allowed 324. Second highest was Seattle at 275. Times shorthanded, only 144. We weren't even in the top 10 for most penalties taken. I told you, without the likes of Ryan Reeves, despite having some physical players, it's just not going to be the same. So Corey Perry, old man, still puts up a good amount of points. For the players that we actually care about, Martin Funk, 23 points, 16 goals on the top line. Marcel with 16 points, Barlow with 14. Defensively, good showing for Tyrone Carlson with 45 assists. And Coop and Kai Gordov didn't do too much, but a lot of penalty minutes for Curtis McDermott, though. Goalie-wise, an 889 for Ian Blomqvist. Not amazing, but it'll have to do. So our fights. Well, congratulations to those that bet the over. McDermott and Delorier got it done. McDermott and Delorier got it done. There it is. Congratulations. I didn't think they'd go that crazy, but apparently they did. John, what's happening, by the way? Around the league. Jesus. Fighting was apparently down, except for McDermott and Delorier, fighting around the world. See, the point leader, Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid. All the usual suspects up here, I would say. In terms of points, goal-scoring kings, Draisaitl and McDavid with 48 each. And noted Philadelphia Flyer legend, Connor Bedard, with 44 goals. Tremendous. Tremendous. Penalty minute king, by the way, Curtis McDermott. Might want to try fights again. Why? What was wrong with fights? Aside from the fact that we had the top 4 fighters. There's not a glitch. It's just these motherfuckers fought compared to everybody else. So, there's that. Defensively, got Adam Fox, Seth Jones, Tony DeAngelo up there for points. That should your team for the entire league. Nope. Yossi on 17 goals. Paulie, what's up? How are you? Goalie-wise, winningest, Shesterkin. Shutout leader, Hellebuck with 9. And save percentage-wise, probably a Shesterkin Vezina this year. For the rookie race, the man who fell to 4th overall for the Habs is probably going to win the Calder. It would go to Tyrone Carlson with the exception of that minus 53 plus minus. And if Zach Benson wins it, it proves that anybody that has a minus is like automatically disqualified for winning the Calder. So it should be Silvergard. It should be. Unbelievable player. Unreal. So with that, a season in the books, as a lot of these seasons are going to be, very, very quickly we'll be simming through until the point where the team gets better. We'll take a look at the playoff tree once it's over. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We are in the early stages. Oh, the AHL team made the playoffs. Really? Good for the Butte Bruisers. 44 wins there in the playoffs. Let's follow along with the Bruisers, who might be going to the conference final. They were up 3-0, and now they're going to Game 7. Oh, thank God. Whew. So the Bruisers, by the way, making the playoffs. Now they're in the conference final. It's not a great roster. I mean, we accidentally signed Michael Tepley because for some reason, despite being a sniper, he has 87 fighting skill. Hold on. EA, let me check something. Let me check something. from old EA. Let's go over to our favorite site, Hockey Fights. Michael Tepley does not have a single listed fight on Hockey Fights, but has 87 fighting skill. Okay. Just wanted to check. But yeah, not a great team. Anders Lindback in goal, but trying to make a run of it. Against the Charlotte Checkers in the conference finals. Up 2-1. Up 3-1. 3-2. Going to Game 7 again. And the Bruisers will play the Grand Rapids Griffins for the Calder Cup. Amazing. They win Game 1. They win Game 2. They lose Game 3. They win Game 4. The Butte Bruisers might just be marching their way to what, a Season 3 Calder Cup? Up 2-1. Gates Jr. and Burke up by a goal. Ian McKinnon scored. Will the Bruisers give us our first... Well, I was going to say, will they give us our first bit of hardware in this series? Power play for Grand Rapids. We need one more goal. Cale Kessie. Callahan Burke. Grigorenko scores. Oh boy, it's going to be close. It's going to be close for the Bruisers. It's going to be real close for the Bruisers. Can they get it done and somehow win a Calder Cup? As absurd as that notion is. And let's be honest, it's pretty absurd. They are just a few moments away from perhaps getting this done. Can they do it? It would be the first bit of hardware in this organization's history. Benorium with the bits. Can we bring a trophy back to Butte? 1:13 to go. Kyle Clifford. Tepley on the rebound. Big save. Clifford again. Back to the point. Brett Lernout. Brent Gates. Another save. 58 seconds away. Tyler Spezia. Grigorenko, who scored their last goal. Take one-timer. Clifford back to Gates. Kyle Clifford into the middle. Lernout can't pull the trigger. 38 seconds. Alan Spock. Good save on Spezia by Anders Lindback. Empty net for the Griffins. Can the Brutes get it done? Callahan Burke on the draw. He's got 2 goals in this game. Isaac Ratliff, good save by Lindback. Glove save on a shot next to his ear for the veteran. One face-off win could do it for the Bruisers. Cedric Paré to Jared Tenorti. Jared Tenorti misses. Good hit. Wilson, fight for it, son. 13 seconds. Goal Esperance. Get it away from him. Get it away. Get it away. Get it away. Oh my God, it hit the post. And the Butte Bruisers. The Butte Bruisers have won the Calder Cup in their 3rd year of existence.
Ray, you got a much better look down at ice level, but man, the emotion
hilarious
from this vantage point. Losing sucks and winning sure is awesome. Well, it's pretty easy to
all right.
I don't really want to
they survived 2 Game 7s in which they had a lead in the series to get it done. Zach Ronaldo is a Calder Cup champion. Never forget.
not for me. Okay, I guess that's me.
I hope that's not the final trophy we ever win, but in a draft of glory, you never know. Big win for Butte.
In a one-game showdown, the best.
And Alex Petrovic is our captain.
Those cases. This case, the best team did.
I'm gonna try to update their jerseys. The autofill looks like shit for some aspects of it. Zach Ronaldo, Calder Cup champion.
It's a team game, but boy, this has got to be a nice perk being one of the team leaders here to get this. Oh, that would be pretty
cool. Beautiful day for Butte. The Calder Cup on the road. Michael Tepley as our captain.
I can't even imagine what that feeling must be like. What an amazing accomplishment.
Gotta love the old celebration. Like literally the old animation celebration. Callahan Burke, 2 goals in the deciding game. Beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Way to go, boys. Way to go. Our first bit of hardware. It's the Butte Bruisers that get it done. Calder Cup again in just their 3rd season, which is pretty hilarious given that it's, aside from Michael Tepley, just a bunch of dudes that hit and or are old. But they got the job done. Believe in Butte. The Columbus Blue Jackets have won the Stanley Cup. Let's take a look at how it all played out. Again, it bumped up Tepley, so we're not too worried about that. But the Columbus Blue Jackets, led by Goodrow, Line, pretty much the usual suspects. They added Steele and Benson, nothing too crazy. Pretty much the Columbus core. Johnny Goodrow was insane. Rensky, Boquist, Bean, Yarasek, yeah. Brian Dumoulin on defense. Merzlikins in goal. 938 save percentage, so Columbus, give it time. Your team's absolutely trash this year because of 1,000 injuries, but give it time. You'll get there eventually. As you swept the Columbus Blue Jackets, you beat the Colorado Avalanche. You swept the Columbus Blue Jackets swept Colorado. Streamer misspoke. Never allowed to stream again. And then again for Butte, Game 7 over Laval, Game 7 over Belleville, Game 7 over Charlotte, and then survived in 5. Columbus beat Detroit in 6 in round number 1. Let's take a look at the awards. So it's a Boston, Nashville, and Columbus so far. And just to get a look at it, the Bruisers. The Bruisers got it done. Leon Draisaitl really unseats Connor McDavid as the Art Ross Trophy winner. He also wins the Hart Trophy. Norris goes to Adam Fox. Crosby wins the Bing. Silvergard does win the Calder, rightfully so. Conn Smythe to Johnny Goodrow. Vezina to Shesterkin, as well as the Jennings. Hey, Coop. 2 years in a row now with the Masterton winner. Malo. Jack Adams. Selke goes to Crosby. Draisaitl to Ted Lindsay. And McDavid and Draisaitl to Rocket Richard. In the AHL, some dude named Semenoff put up the most points. Joshua was the MVP of the regular season. Most goals, Jarrett Anderson Dolan. Semenoff was the top rookie. Wallander, the top defenseman. Top goaltender, Casey DeSmith. And MVP of the playoffs was Brent Gates Jr. Let's go, Brent. You'll love to see it. So a season to remember for us, at least in one way. Hopefully we get to include the draft in that way as well. Really quickly, before I forget, let me go. I don't know if we'll ever see the Butte jerseys ever again, and we won't because I'm literally not allowed to update the AHL jerseys, only the NHL. Well, Butte, you get to deal with some unfortunate autofill jersey nonsense then. That's pretty dumb. Let's double check the progress reports here. This is the big news for us, potentially. So Carlson. Good. Oh, God, they still have it literally right now. literally right now. Hold on. Before I even have a chance to forget. Please change the green in progress reports to the darker green. There we go. We'll see how fast they do that, if at all. But all natural growth for Carlson. No statistical growth whatsoever, despite a really good season. Any other of our young guys? Blomqvist did not improve at all. That's concerning. We might need him in the AHL next year. And speaking of the AHL, Zaitsev, some decent improvement. I don't see Robertson. We did get some improvement from some of our young guys. Okay, Robertson did go up to a 67. That's not bad. Not bad. Someone like Coop didn't improve at all. All right, so needless to say, we already knew this before. We have the number 1 lottery odds. The question is, who's in this draft class? Nobody that we can use. Our top option is defenseman Brandon Sutter. After that, it's Weston Agostini. Perhaps Stuart Maurer. And maybe Graham Langenbrunner. There's some other guys that we can't be certain of their player types. I'm going to have to start being a little bit more hands-on with scouting as well. Well, that is a kick in the balls. Lottery literally doesn't matter. We end up with the 3rd pick. It really makes no difference. There wasn't that slam dunk prospect that we needed to end up with 1st or 2nd overall for. So it is what it is. Eric Stahl, Parise, Krejci. Yeah. Bunch of dudes end up retiring. Sportmaster, what's up? Kelly Price, number 1 Golar. Clifford, Ronaldo, Bartkowski, Tenorti. Jonas Enroth. All retiring off of the team. Matt Bartkowski becomes a scout. So to the draft we go. We are going to need some steals. We'll see. I mean, Vegas, I would imagine, will be taking that franchise player, Marcus Jacobson. There's no way Jazz is a power forward, by the way, at 5'10". There's simply no way. Vegas does take the franchise level players. Seattle takes Henrique. So if it was a normal draft, we'd be getting Michael Misa here, but that is not the case. That is not the case. We can double check Maurer. I'm not confident about him actually being the player type that it says he could be. Let's just check everybody here. Fedorov at that size. Good chance. Being what we need him to be. Apparently Gardner's a bust. There's Sparks. Okay, let's see what we got. So no goalies in round 1. Bunch of defensemen, so let's check out the forwards first. There's 2 of them. It's Weston Agostini. Not the best grades in the world. Solid C in defense. 3 years out. Does have elite edges, though. Really. Confirmed power forward with elite edges. Tough to turn that down. Graham Langenbrunner had a very good season with London. Good attributes. 3 years out. No X factors. So right now the favorite's Weston Agostini. Countrymate of Tyrone on defense, if I'm not mistaken. Defensively, we need to have somebody special here. Barry Sparks, 4 years out. That's not going to cut it. There is Brandon Sutter. It's a B in defense as well. He's NHL ready with ice shit. Shit. I think that defenseman's too good to overlook. Sutter's probably going to be too good to overlook. There's Leonardo Gardner. He's 4 years out. Lou Sawchuk, unconfirmed, 2 years out. Stuart Maurer, 3 years out. Timofey Fedorov, we don't know enough about. And then there's Yuri Koznanov. Okay. It's either the power forward Weston Agostini, 3 years out, but with the lead edges at forward, it's got to be Brandon Sutter. It's got to be. As a defenseman, he's NHL ready. It's Sutter. We can't take a 65 overall player when Sutter's available. So, Brandon Sutter, 3rd overall pick. We get another defender. 76 overall, medium top 4. And indeed does have ice pack and no contest. So, I mean, it's not necessarily what we needed, but let's be honest, right now we just need what we can get. And defensively, that sets us up with Morrow, Carlson, Robertson, Sutter. In theory, our top 4 is intact. In theory. As long as we get proper development, we're good from here. And in theory, goaltending-wise, with Blomqvist and Kvasha, we should also be set. We just need forwards. But I still have to take the best available at this stage. So, yeah, Jas did end up being a sniper. Pretty much knew he'd be. Misa went 8th, for God's sake, so... but yeah, Maurer, 65, medium top 4. Agostini was a 66. We made the right choice. Let's see who's available here in round number 2. I highly doubt Bergfors is an enforcer, but he'll probably end up being a defensive defenseman. Can't take that guy even if I wanted to. Low elite playmaker. Chilson, what's up, by the way? There's a goalie in Silverthorne. There's a lot of these guys that would be risky picks. Because we do not know their actual player type. All right. Let's see what we got. Goalie-wise, again, it's not the biggest position of need. It's Jakob Hanzus, who did pretty well playing for Jaromir Jagr's team, but he's probably 4 years out. This kid, who I think in real life is going to be an absolute stud, he's apparently 3 years out. And then Ed Silverthorne, it would be Daig, if we take anybody. Defensively, I'm trying to get away with not... Oh my God, it's still all defensemen again. Alex Barnett, 4 years out, unconfirmed elite edges. There's Dan Sloan, who was 3 years out, but doesn't have the best potential in the world. We have Essa Santaviori, 4 years out. Francois Corbett, the Corbett. He's a no. Igor Kondratiev, he's a no. Jordan Boleris, unconfirmed, 3 years out. We have Jorgen Prince. We know nothing about him. There is Matt Bergfors. Don't know enough about him. Confirmed 3 years out for Bondra. Dave, what's up? And 4 years out, unconfirmed wheels for Petrangelo. It's not looking too good. I am going to have to call a timeout here. Damn. Chilson, we are only allowed power forwards, grinders, defensive defensemen, and enforcers. Hence why I'm not immediately going after Tommy Pettersson. All right, forward-wise, we have one guy, Adrian Froats. I mean, Tendy-wise, yes, but I can't prioritize goaltenders. We have open season to take any goalie. And Anderson is there a little bit later on. But he'll be available in round number 3. He's going to be terrible, by the way. Mobsky, what's up? How the heck are you? All right, is this forward any good? He is. I just can't guarantee he's a grinder. He is worth the risk. He is worth the risk. The second rounder's decent. He's not elite yet, but he is decent. So Barnett's 4 years out. Anytime you have an NHL comparison, though, it's promising. Bondra's 3 years out. I'm going to avoid Daig because there is the goalie later on. God, who do we take? There's one forward and a couple of defensemen. I just can't guarantee that Froats is a grinder. But he should be. Again, there's Barnett, no confirmed abilities, 4 years out, but the Ekholm comparison's promising. And at his size, he's definitely a DFD. Same thing for Sloan. At his size, definitely a DFD. He's 3 years out, but confirmed medium top six will rule him out. And then there's Bondra, 3 years out. At his size, definitely a DFD. A safer option is Barnett or Bondra. Froats could be one of the forwards that we really need. I just can't guarantee that he's a grinder or a power forward, but I have to risk it. If he's not, we let him walk. Or we just flip him for sevens, basically. Chilson, I was playing FHM, but I ran into a glitch that kind of cooked my save file, is temporarily. So let's take Adrian Froats. Hope like hell he's a grinder. He's a power forward, which is fine, but he's only a low 6. Fuck. Low 6 is not a great potential at all. Let's see. How badly did we mess up? There was Berg 4s. Medium top 4, 63 overall. What was the glitch? It would crash during signing day and literally won't let me advance. I am literally the only person they've heard of that has had that issue. Bondra, medium top 4, 63 rated at 17 years old. We said he was the safer option, but we also said we needed forwards. So Sloan wasn't that bad, but yeah. The safer bet would have been Barnett or Bondra, as we knew. Both are decent, for sure. How I wish we could have gone for Barker, but we weren't allowed to. Silverthorne was a medium elite goalie. We drafted for need and not best available, and kind of got burned by it to the surprise of, really to the surprise of nobody. All right, that was round 1. Okay. Round 1 this year was okay for us. It wasn't a home run, though. All right. Let's see what we have here in round number 3. Whole lot of snipers. Potential low elite power forward in Milroy. A confirmed grinder. All of a sudden, things are looking up for us here a little bit, potentially. Guy's a medium bottom 6. We have to aim higher than that. Gotta aim higher than that. There's a goalie in Setaguchi, Trey Lowe, and then Anderson, the Frenchman, in goal, who probably isn't there in the next round. So if we were to take him, this would be the time. Whole bunch of goalies. Obviously, Anderson is the guy that we would look at if we were to take a goalie. Defensively, we got 2. There's Andrei Kaigorodov. We don't know a damn thing about him, basically. Or there's Matyas Zidlichki, who is fucking huge. Unconfirmed quick pick and bouncer. Forward-wise, there's Daryl Milroy. 4 years out, unconfirmed crease crasher. Aino Tuomainen. Man, the grades look so good, but none of them are confirmed. 3 years out, he's like a 66, 67. He'll be ready at 23. Is there a Pojar? Also 3 years out at 18. And then Riley Vandermeer. 3 decent forwards. Defensemen that I can't necessarily rely on. I mean, Elliot Anderson is going to have a terrible starting rating, but we know he's a medium elite. We already have 3 other goalies in the system. So yes, a medium elite goalie looks great. What does a super low overall medium elite goalie do for us when we already have Blomqvist and Kavasha, you know? I mean, he's just pretty much insurance in case both of these two end up just shitting the bed, basically. I think we got to risk it for the forwards again. Much like the last round, not the safest move, but we have to risk it. Pojar is an unconfirmed 3 years out. Milroy's 4 years out. I just can't believe Tomainen's still 3 years out with what those grades are looking like. But I mean, in theory, I mean, this guy's going to be ready at 22. Tomainen's ready at 23. It's Pojar or Milroy. I think it's got to be Milroy. Although Pojar did very, very well in US East. I got a bad feeling that I'm making a mistake in not taking Pojar. We're taking Daryl Milroy. Well, 2 low 6 forwards. Not what I had in mind. Were there any... I mean, Pojar was low 6 as well. Tomainen's medium 9. There wasn't really a slam dunk pick outside of that goalie. That's unfortunate. Oh my God, the goalie's still available. Well, we got lucky. Let's see if by some miracle there's somebody better. But we will still escape with the medium elite goalie. And then, hey, maybe the low top 6 forwards actually develop for once. Does that guy have Whirlwind? 3 out of 4. It's Patrick Heward. Yeah, we're going to end up with that goalie at this rate. This is not looking promising for the latter rounds. 3 out of 4 for Wheels. There's Maxim Goldobin. 3 out of 4 for Quick Pick. No doubt about it. 4th round, we're taking the French goalie, Elliot Anderson. It was a 48 overall. Oof. He might hit AHL level by the end of it. But we got 3 promising goalie prospects in some sense. We got the big 4 on defense. Still need that elite level forward to carry us through, and call it a hunch. I don't think we're going to find it in round 5, 6, or 7. Been wrong before. Doesn't happen often, but I'd love for this to be one of those times. That would be great. Wonderful even. But it's not looking good. Tight spot. How are you, man? Just getting a list of the players we actually have available to us. There is an enforcer. Low top 4 enforcer, Melvin White. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe, just maybe. There's a couple of enforcers coming up in this, the rest of this draft. There's Joaquin Kilger as well. You know, maybe, just maybe, there is room for some optimism. Maybe. Maybe, possibly, potentially. Hopefully. We're going to have to sort through all of this and hope for the best. Going to be a lot to sort through. All right, let's call a timeout. We got 3 picks left in this draft. We got to make the most of it. Got to make the most of it. So in goal, bunch of goalies. Holy shit. There's Francis Ronaldo, who's 20 years old. Probably not worth the risk. There's Josiah Ralston. Unconfirmed whirlwind, 5 years out. There's Jorgen Sundqvist, who we know absolutely nothing about, but he's 6'4". So height always wins. Kyler Jackman, 5 years out. Marko Kaupinen, not looking great. Maciej Pruka, also not looking great. Sasha Kuhl, the goalie. 4 years out, but he's 19. Blakov Kubish. If we take a goalie at Sundqvist. Defensively. Oh boy. Donovan Brain. 5 years out at 18, not looking great. DeAndre Silvestre, 5 years out, not looking great. Ezra Dillman, 5 years out, medium 7th confirmed. Gaspard Cote, 5 years out. Liam Bergqvist, couple of unconfirmed X Factors. Then there's Melvin White, the enforcer. Maxim Zadorov. Nicholas Cutler, the other enforcer. Ruben Bartkowski, 4 years out at 20 years old. There's Zetterberg. And there's Sheldon Ward. So those 2 enforcer defensemen looking pretty enticing. We should be able to get both of them if we take one now. And then forward-wise, we don't have that much to look at. Brett Robinson. Couple of unconfirmed abilities. Obviously, I don't believe he actually has them. There is this grinder, Clifford McMillan. Unconfirmed truculence. He's also 19. There is Henrik Sedin for the 2nd year in a row. He is a ways out, though. There's Kilger, 5 years out. Marco Lotti, who we know nothing about. Paulson is 5 years out at 20 years old. And then there's Shepard, that we know nothing about. I don't think we need to risk it on the goalie, Sundqvist. I do want those enforcer defensemen because that's what we're about here. Robinson, 5 years out at 17. I don't think I'm going to be able to get more than 2 out of 3, though. Do I trust that these forwards are going to be any good? You know? Do I trust it? Do I trust it? Let's go for the enforcers, I think. I'm going to take Melvin White. I don't think we're going to get these great forwards. White's a 51, low 4, but he is an enforcer. And then round 6 is the other enforcer there. Yes, he is. So let's also take Nicholas Cutler. Medium 750 overall. So some low-rated enforcers, but damn it, the enforcers are what we're about. Which means here in round 7, I have no idea who we're taking, but I didn't really trust that those forwards were going to be anything special. Let's go with, Paulson. He's 20 years old and 5 years out. Never mind. Shit. When in doubt, take another goalie. Take this, dude. Why not? Fringe starter. Didn't plan on taking 2 goalies, but it's just kind of how the cookie crumbled. Sutter, 3rd overall. It gets a little bit rocky from there with the rest of the draft, unfortunately. We still don't really have that on-paper superstar right now, and that kind of hurts. That hurts quite a bit, but we'll find a way through. Patience. It's the theme of a draft to glory is patience. Not ideal. How many goals? He won Rookie of the Year. I don't quite remember how many goals he scored, but he did win Rookie of the Year.